Okay, so I got a deep, deep, deep topic for today. Okay. And it is dedicated to Brandon Hudson, who has been making me do this exercise daily on being proud of myself. And it was a crazy experiment. It's a crazy experiment he's having me do, where I call in a video call. I record a video call every day, and I just say I'm proud of myself, and it has been eye-opening on the fact, and this is what okay, so this is the topic. Are you secretly, subconsciously hating on yourself? And I have 3 signs that is the case, that we need to really take a look at and do a course correction. So doing this exercise every morning, getting in front of the camera and saying I'm proud of myself, opened up so many old wounds and internal resentments and doubts in my mind that I had buried, and it was crazy. And I know, look, I'm about to get real with y'all. It comes from my past when I was just, I don't even know if I can make this short. So I came from a real good family. All right, my dad was a cop, my mom was a nurse. They were good to me. They no lie. Mom made me eat my vegetables and helped me do my homework. My dad, he helped me build a spaceship. Me and my siblings he built me and my siblings a spaceship out of the washing machine crate in the basement. It had Christmas lights and everything, and so they were there. Great examples, and I was named after my grandfather. He was William H. Cotton, and he was a pastor. And I didn't appreciate none of them. I was hard-headed. I was stubborn. My mom thought I was going to be I was her oldest child, and she thought I was going to die by the time I got to 21, because I was just rebellious. I got into so much trouble with my mouth, and my parents don't even know half of it. But the greatest disappointment that I've had to live with all my life was when my grandfather went into the nursing home because he had some Alzheimer's going on, and he was starting to lose his memory. And everybody in my family would take turns going to visit him in the hospital, to help him exercise and take him on the walker. And everybody would show up on time except me. I wouldn't be there often, and I was the only grandkid that he could remember by name, And so when he died, I don't even remember if I was at his funeral, because I was too busy medicating my own entitlement issues, feeling sorry for myself through drugs, alcohol, and women. I don't know. I don't remember. I asked my mom if I was there. She says I was there, but I don't remember. And that's been one of my greatest hurts that I've always kind of buried in me. And it took a lot for me to come out of that, just that whole mindset. And that's really why I do counseling now, because there were so many people along the way that were there for me to bring me out of my mess, that I just made a promise that I'm going to be there for people who need me, because I wasn't there for my grandfather. So when I talk about, in my videos, I'm proud of myself, it unlocked that issue in me, and I struggled with that, because I have deep bonds with rejection. I have deep issues with feeling like a failure, despite all my motivation, despite everything I talk about. When I started doing these videos for Brandon saying I'm proud of myself, I started going through all kind of mental, anguish and turmoil. I mean, my mind was in a whirlwind, and I felt like I was lying. And so when I talk about these 3 signs that you are subconsciously hating on yourself, I'm being real. I'm being real. And so the first sign is you're struggling with imposter syndrome. Now, I know a lot of you have heard about that, but to kind of give you the brief understanding of what imposter syndrome is you feel like you're playing a role. You're acting as if you're not, you're just putting on a show for the world around you, because you're afraid to let people see the real you because you don't like the real you. And for the longest time, I ran around feeling like I was an imposter in what I did, even as a counselor. I said I didn't recognize my own talents, my own skills, my own compassion. I didn't recognize it because like I said, I was still holding on to the deep disappointments that I had never forgiven myself for. So that's the first one. If you're running around thinking you're less than you are, running around feeling like you're an imposter, you are struggling. That is one of the signs that you're subconsciously hating on yourself. Now, number 2 is you look for rejection. It's like you're on this subconscious seek and find mission to find the next disappointment, to find the next person that doesn't like you. You'll go into a room of 30 people and you'll look for the one that's looking at you funny. And we magnify that. We magnify it. I remember when I first started counseling, like probably about 20 years ago. I just started doing the private practice thing, and I had one lady just say that she didn't want to do counseling with me because she didn't think I took her seriously. And I use humor in counseling to help people relax. And I just wasn't her guy. I just wasn't, her cup of tea. And I took that so personal. Now, I had already had a pretty big clientele, but I focused on her so much that it almost sunk my battleship. I mean, if it wasn't for my support network telling me, Will, why are you focusing on this one lady that it didn't work with instead of all the other people that really appreciate you? And that's because I was still subconsciously hating on myself, and I would take one rejection as the priority or the majority when that's not true. It was really the minority. And so that's another sign that you're subconsciously hating on yourself. You seek rejection and disappointment. You could be in in a whole season of being blessed, and you'll look for the one thing that's not going right. So number 3, the last one I'm going to talk about today, is you magnify your mess and minimize your miracles. And that goes along with what I just said. You could be blessed, favored. You could fall into so many good things. But if you have this distorted perception within yourself, you can't even enjoy it. You can't enjoy the promotion. You can't enjoy the good relationship. You can't enjoy friends that appreciate you. You can't enjoy it or understand it or appreciate it because you're so focused on the negative. You will maximize the smallest detail that's not working right. And this is life. Life is not always going to fall like dominoes. But that doesn't mean it's not working. I am a disorganized, chaotic miracle. Not a mess, miracle. And you've got to see yourself like that. And so when I'm doing this, when I've been doing these videos with Brandon saying I'm proud of myself, it's really helped me reorganize subconscious perceptions that were holding me back. It doesn't mean that I'm flawless. It doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes, but I can still be proud of myself. You can still be proud of yourself. But we need to stop waiting for somebody else to say they're proud of us. We need to be proud of us. So that's my topic for today, y'all. Think about it. Love you guys.